Hi everyone, this time I have Shipoproto Mondol, the CEO of Wizargos, whom I'm going to ask some of the questions regarding our second Insurance Innovation Summit and Awards. Hello sir, we welcome you.
Yes. Hi, thank you.
So my first question to Wizargos is, can you please tell us something about Wizargos and how is it affecting our world?
So Wisergos is a low-code platform company. So what that means is that, like many of the insurance companies, they have to build a lot of complex applications for their internal use, maybe for their customers. And typically, we'll see these large enterprises, which are scaled-up businesses. They would need, like between 100 to 500 different applications of different levels of complexities, right? So some of these applications could be readily available, like what is typically known as commercial off the shelf or a SaaS kind of solution. But if you are a large organization, a lot of them doesn't fit you. So then the next option is that, okay, you have to build them yourself, right? When you say that I'll build it myself, then normally you can hire some developers, or you could potentially say, I will hire a vendor who would come in and build custom application using maybe .NET, Java, Python, whatever other latest technologies, right? So normally those kind of projects would have a high risk, would have high timeline, longer timeline, will have a bigger budget. And so based on your budget, you are able to do only certain things. So the concept of low code is that you can build more complex applications much more faster time to market, and for a total cost of ownership will be lower.
Okay.
Like that is a real value proposition we are building. We are also seeing that because of this, businesses are now building more complex solutions, right? Because you can build them quicker, faster, change them rapidly. So that's really our value proposition, right? And we have worked with quite large insurance companies like, ICICI Lombard is one of our largest customers. We are also working with Bajaj General Insurance Company. We have also done few projects with General Insurance Council, who does multiple ecosystem kind of projects. And if I give some examples, you will see that they are pretty complex, business critical, enterprise grade application, right? So for example, in Lombard, the first application we built was a contact center solution, that pulls data from many different sources, gives a customer 360 view to the agent. It has an intelligent chatbot agent who figures out what is the right solution for the customer and then helps the human agent during the call, right? Then recently, for example, deregulation happened of EOM. So for that, we have built like a solution, web-based solution, where thousands of salespeople come and enter their deals, they get approved, then the commission calculation happens automatically, payout happens automatically. So a lot of transparency into the commission system, a lot of speed, accuracy of calculation. So these type of solutions are what we are building for the enterprises.
So that would require a lot of research in the very first go, I would say.
Right.
Okay. So the next question that I have with me is about the Gen AI. So the market is all buzzing about the generative AI. Can you please throw the light on your views regarding the potential of Gen AI in enterprise space, and how can enterprise get benefited by this Gen AI?
Right. So, like everybody knows about generative AI now because of the popularity of many of the chat GPT and things, right? So at a high level, if you think of Gen AI, you think of it as a system that can generate content. So it can generate text, it can write poetry, it can write stories, it can generate images. But then how would an enterprise use it? So some of the early use cases were more about playing with it. Like, so for example, can I generate a SMS to send to my customer? Can I generate the text of the SMS? Can I generate the email, custom email that I'll send to my customer? And people are using in that space, right? Maybe the quality of the emails become better. But in some sense, in a customer service, that is not very, very critical, right? The templated email is good enough. So what is the real value add? So recently there is another concept that has kind of arrived in the market on top of Gen AI, which is called agentic AI. So we are focusing on that. So the agentic AI, I believe, is bringing a lot of value, or going to bring in a lot of value to enterprises. So to briefly explain what agentic AI is, think of it like this, that there is an English language text description of a task that somebody has to do. Now, if the agent has been given some of the tools, it can figure out a plan. It will figure out, okay, I have these 20 tools. In order to do this task, I have to call these 5 tools.
Yeah, right.
I have to make use of these 5 tools, and I have to use them in this order. Maybe I have to call the tool A first, take the output of the tool A, pass it on to the tool B, and then get the output. Like that, it can carry out the task, right? And that is how it would eventually complete the task. So it can now, on its own, that is why the name agentic, that it has its own agency. It can figure out what to do, it can create a plan for what is to be done, and then actually execute it. So this is a concept that we have built as part of our platform. And we have done multiple POCs. So initially, of course, this will go through some POC stage, but with one of the largest insurance companies, we are going live this March
Okay.
for their email support. Right? So the idea is that, okay, when you get a customer support email, typically it is some task, right? So this task is something that has to be carried out by a human agent. Now this software agent essentially will figure out, do the planning of the whole thing, and it will go ahead and carry out the task. Right? So we are seeing a lot of success. We have done back testing with old data, right? So you can easily now test this solution, because if you have access to, let's say, last 1 month's email data, you know how the human agents did it. So we did this testing. Okay, human agents did it this way. We fed the same data to our agent, and we see how is our agent doing.
So you got a comparison.
We got a comparison, and normally in a customer support, you will see that about 2% errors happen by humans itself. So we see that the software agent is doing actually better than that, right? The number of errors you are seeing. So that is why the decision to go live now with this. So I feel this is an area where there will be a lot of automation that you can do, complex automations that earlier was not possible. That is where I think generative AI will bring a lot of change in the enterprise.
Very innovative of you guys. So one final question that I want to ask you is that what do you feel about these type of gatherings?
Right. I think this gathering, so this is probably the third or fourth ELETS event that I'm attending. So I think this is clearly beneficial for everyone. Like we from the vendor tech community, we get an opportunity to meet a wide variety of people from the industry. So to learn from them, understand what are their use cases, that informs our kind of future, roadmap, etc. And at the same time, I am sure the industry also, when they talk to many of the tech companies, they get understanding of, where technology might be going, what are the new things that are happening. So it's a great platform for collaboration, for future of business, for growth of the industry, I think.
So I'm very pleased that I have you over here. So yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.